Hello everyone, welcome back to the second video of the machine learning series of Simply Physics. In the previous video, we saw what machine learning is and what are some of its applications. In today's video, we are going to see 11 prerequisite terms related to machine learning, which we will be using quite frequently in the upcoming videos. The first term is independent variable. An independent variable is exactly how its name suggests. The variable depends on none of the factors a person is trying to measure and remains unchanged. The second term is dependent variable, and dependent variable is again how its name suggests. It is dependent on other factors and varies according to it. Let's take an example. Here, as we can see, is a table which has two rows, one containing the number of hours a student studied and the other containing the scores obtained by them. The number of hours the student studied is completely independent of the test scores they later obtained. On the other hand, the test score of the student is mainly dependent on the number of hours the student studied. Some other examples of independent variable could be age and gender, and dependent variable could be height and weight. A third term is the training set. It is a set of data which is used to fit the model which is used to train the data set. It helps the machine learn the data and how it can be further used. So the training set should not be too small, else the model will not have enough data to learn. The next term we use is the validation set. It is a sample of data used to provide an unbiased evaluation of the model fit on the training dataset while tuning the model hyperparameters, a parameter whose value is used to control the learning process, which will be further seen. It is also called the development set. So if the validation set is too small, then the evaluation metrics like accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, other terms which will be later on seen, will have a large variance and will not lead to the proper tuning of the model. Our fifth term is the testing set. It is a set of data which is independent of the training set and is used to provide an unbiased evaluation of the final model fit on the training dataset. The dataset present are most commonly split into any of the following given three samples. So these are the three samples, and the optimum split of the set, test, validation and train set depends upon factors such as the use case, the structure of the model, dimension of the data, etc. Here we can see there are three divisions given. One has 80% training data, other has 70, and the third has 60. These are the most common splits we usually take. And the optimum split which we can see, it depends on factors on your data set. Our sixth term is parameter. A model parameter is a configuration variable that is internal to the model and whose value can be estimated from data. They are required by the model when making predictions. Their values define the skill of the model of your problem. They are estimated or learned from data, and they are often not set manually by the practitioner and are often saved as a part of the learned model. A seventh term is hyperparameter. A model hyperparameter is a configuration that is external to the model and whose value cannot be estimated from the data. They are often used in processes to help estimate model parameters. They are often specified by the practitioner and they can often be set using heuristics. They are tuned for a given predictive modeling problem. So models with very few hyperparameters will be easier to validate and tune, so you can probably reduce the size of your validation set. But if your model has many hyperparameters, you would want to have a large validation set as well. So we'll understand these two terms better in the upcoming videos. Our next term is an outlier. An outlier is an observation that lies an abnormal distance from the other values in a random sample from a population. As we can see here, most of the values of the dataset lie around the line, and there's this one value which lies much away from it, so this is an outlier. Our next term is overfitting. So the primary cause of models being overfit is that the algorithm captures the noise of the data, and overfitting occurs when the model fits the data too well. An overfit model shows low bias and high variance, and the model is excessively complicated, likely due to its redundant features. Our next term is underfitting. So, trying to create a linear model with non-linear data is what's underfitting. So, having too little data to build an accurate model causes underfitting. Model is too simple or has too few features is another reason why underfitting can be caused. And underfit learners tend to have low variance but high bias. The model simply does not capture the relationship of the training data, leading to inaccurate predictions of the training data. So here we can see an underfit model is shown where it has low variance, like there's very low variance, but the bias is too high. And here we have an overfit model where the variance is very high but the bias is very low. So none of these are optimal, and this is an optimal which has an average bias and variance. Our last term is residual. A residual is a measure of how far away a point is vertically from the regression line. It is simply the error between a predicted value and the observed value. So here we can see the predicted value could be something around here, and the observed value which you got is here. So there's a difference of 1.3. So that's a residual. So that's it for today's video. We will be seeing more in the upcoming video.